Hello, my name is Beth, and this is Red Portraits, a show where I pick someone out of pop culture who I think is comforting. Tell you why I think they're comforting. And then I draw them, and I try a different technique every single time. You might notice that this looks different. That's because I'm in Seattle, not my apartment. Who drew this? I should not be that judgmental. I have drawn plenty that is, not even that good. Just about 5 days ago, I got a tweet from Megan Uchida, who says, "Hi Beth, I'd love to see a portrait of Hayao Miyazaki. I think it would be perfect during a time like this. Love your work." Thanks for the love, and I think you're right. Let's do it, let's go, let's get out of this country. Let's go someplace where childlike wonder and fantasy and hope still exists. Hayao Miyazaki is a Japanese film director, producer, screenwriter, animator, author, and manga artist. For us American audiences, we best know him as the co-founder of Studio Ghibli and producer of beloved anime classics such as Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and My Neighbor Totoro. And I forgot to wear my Spirited Away shirt for this video. What is wrong with me? Born in 1941, Miyazaki grew up in the town of Akebono-cho in Bunkyo, Tokyo, and lived comfortably until World War II uprooted him. He, his three brothers, and parents all had to flee firebombing raids on Utsunomiya. The family moved around a lot, and through his childhood, Miyazaki nursed dreams of becoming a manga artist. Although he and his father frequented the cinema and film had a great impact on his life, animation didn't interest him until 1958. At 17 years old, Miyazaki went with his father to see the first animated feature to be made in Japan, The Tale of the White Serpent. The purity of emotion in it moved him to tears. Over 20 years later, he wrote, "It made me realize what a fool I was. Despite the words of distrust I spoke, I yearned for an earnest and pure world. I could no longer deny the fact that I wanted to make something life-affirming." When I read this, my breath catches. There's something profoundly comforting about an artist choosing to create work that inspires positivity, especially when we're faced with mountains of despair every day. I say be like Miyazaki. He realized the folly of trying to succeed as a manga writer by echoing what was fashionable, and decided to follow his true feelings in his work, even if that might seem foolish. Turns out, it wasn't foolish after all. In 1981, Miyazaki directed his first feature anime film, The Castle of Cagliostro. He took the film to the US and presented a clip at the Disney Animation Studios, an act that greatly influenced the one and only John Lasseter, who would go on to run Pixar. Miyazaki and his partner Isao Takahata produced 20 films at Studio Ghibli. Miyazaki's films often deal with progressive themes such as environmentalism, pacifism, feminism, and most of his films have an absence of a villain. He rejects simplistic stereotypes for good and evil. I value the analytical work that you can put into his films because the reward feels so darn good. Speaking of awards, he has 48 of them. He is the second Japanese person to receive an honorary Oscar for contributions to the motion picture industry, which I'm sure he sets next to his other Oscar for Best Animated Feature Film, Spirited Away. Miyazaki was always a man to let his films speak for him, but that voice is going to be gone soon. Much to the chagrin of his fans, he retired in 2013 after finishing The Wind Rises. However, it was announced last week that the man is coming out of retirement to do one last movie. That means we haven't seen the last of Miyazaki, and I am glad of it. Like this video, subscribe to Snarled if you haven't already. My name is Beth. I've got a channel, it's called Beth Be Rad. You can find it in the description down below, and I hope you check it out. I have had non-stop indigestion for a week. A week?